Demountable flood barriers will protect east and west Looe downstream of the bridge against tidal flooding. The demountable flood barriers will be around 2 metres high, so a bit taller than me, so not something you'll be able to see over when they're put up. When they're putting up the demountable flood barriers and taking them down, there need to be traffic management in east and west Looe, so we mean traffic lights, stop-go boards, those kind of things, because the roads are very narrow where those are going in. And obviously when those demountable flood barriers are in place, there'll be very limited access to the harbour. There'll also be limited access to East Looe car park and other parts of the town. Demountable flood barriers will protect the shops and businesses in the main East Looe town centre against flooding. Around 2 days in advance of a flood warning, people would start to erect the flood barriers, putting up the boards. Then those would stay in place for the duration of a flood warning, over maybe 24 hours, and then there'd be another 2 days to take those all down again and put them back in storage. Construction of the demountable flood barriers would take 3 years if we worked all year round, but it would take longer, maybe 5 to 6 years, if we were unable to work during the summer months. Demountable flood barriers will run along East Looe from the R&I building all the way along through the town, past the back of the fish market, and through here and around the back of East Looe car park, before finishing around where the bridge is. In West Looe, the demountable flood barriers will need to run from the bridge along the harbour side all the way down just past the sardine factory. Demountable barriers will support some parts of the regeneration aspects by reducing the flood risk to buildings and enabling them to be back and operating quicker and reduce the clean-up costs after a flood event. But demountable barriers won't do things like protecting the areas of the town upstream of the bridge. So for example, the GP surgery, the railway line, Millpool car parks. So there'll still be some kind of impacts on businesses and people coming and going from Looe in the future. To construct demountable flood defences, we need to create a foundation beneath them for those posts to socket into. But also because the ground beneath Looe is quite porous, so it's mine waste and sand and those kind of materials, we also need to construct a cut-off wall. So that prevents water seeping underneath the flood defence through the ground, and that cut-off wall needs to go around 10 metres down. And also where those defences are going close to buildings, we'd potentially need to underpin those so that when we're constructing that cut-off wall, we're not affecting the stability of those existing structures.